Good morning everyone and welcome to another Bloudam episode. Okay, first of all I want to thank everybody for subscribing, leaving comments and liking the videos. You really are helping out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So in this week we're asking a question: what fishing videos would you like to see? Spear fishing, deep sea fishing, estuary fishing, rock and surf fishing, catch cooks. Leave a comment what videos would you like to see, and we'll try and get to that. We are a little bit weather dependent, so it's not always easy for us. Like for instance today we wanted to go spear fishing and everybody said the water is going to be dirty, and then when we got here the water was flat and blue. So I might go for a quick dive this afternoon, or I might even jump in the water tomorrow. Okay, but in today's episode we're going to catch white steenbras. So I'm here with Quentin Rull again. He's going to help us out. He is the guru in rock and surf. He's been doing it for many years. I'm not as experienced angler in that, so we're going to explain step by step how we do it, what we use the bait for. Currently we are here at Wilderness and we're trying to get some sand crabs. Once we get them we'll explain everything, what we do and how we do it, and then we'll go through what the rigs look like, what reels, what rods, hook sizes, traces. We'll go through everything in catching white steenbras. If you haven't seen the episode where me and Quentin tried to catch a white steenbra at Knysna, it's a very good video with loads of info on how to get bloodworm, how to get sandworm, what traces we use, everything that we know about catching white steenbras. Unfortunately we did not catch one, but there's a lot of info in that video, so make sure to go and check out that video. And yeah, so hopefully I can show you a white steenbras today, but nonetheless it is absolute stunning day. You can see here in the back, I'm going to show you, there's the beach.
I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye.
Okay, so Connie, what are you doing now?
Okay, so I'm basically gonna make some bait for the crabs. So you take a little net, put all your fish heads or old fish heads and pilchards and stuff in there. I'm just gonna leave it in the shallow water, and they will come out.
Okay, so he's got a what do you call it? One of those orange nets where you get the oranges or the onions in. He's got one of those. He's got a couple of pillies in there, and then he's got old fish heads, and he's using one of his rod holders, his sand pens, and he's gonna tie it down and he's gonna put it in shallow waters just here in front. There you can see what he's doing. Okay, so he's gonna leave that in there. And all that flavor, the waves that will come in and wash over those little bait bag, that will get the crabs to come closer and come out of their hiding place here in the sand. Hey! Okay, and there is our first little sand crab. And that is what they look like. Let me get a light on it. There we go. So that is what a sand crab look like. And yeah, Connie just quickly spotted it and ran after it. Okay, so yeah, that's our first little sand crab. Connie, and the size matter?
Yeah, you want them slightly bigger, but this is
bigger
fine.
than it.
This is fine.
I know in other situations size
it's always
does matter.
amazing for me to think how a steenbras would be soft mouth eats these things. It's amazing, but they do. That's how they eat. They've got no teeth, but they seem to love crabs and there's harder baits.
Okay, so we might get a couple more, but at least we've got some bait now. And yeah, Quinny already got a couple more yesterday, so we do have a couple of sand crabs already. And we'll quickly sort out that bait, and then we're going to get on with the next episode. Also in this episode we're going to show you, I'm going to put the drone in the air, and we're going to show you exactly where we cast for Steny and why we cast it. We're looking for sandbank, you're looking for gullies and stuff, and I'm going to put the drone in the air so that you can see exactly that. Okay, this is quite cool. Look at that. There you can see none of these little snails, and look at all these snails here. That's all snails, and it's because the bait's in the water there. I don't know if you can see it clearly here. I'm going to walk to this side as well. Loads of these little snails. Look how they all come out. So that is exactly what happens with the crabs. They smell that bait that's been put in the water. So you can see all these little snails, and just over here, nothing. Okay, there's no snails there. Look at all these snails here. As I'm walking here, just snails. I must just be careful not to step on them. Okay, so like I said, we're going to put the drone in the air, and then we're going to show you exactly where we cast and why we cast them. Okay, so while we're waiting for the sand crabs, the conditions that you're looking for. Oh! As I'm speaking, Connie gets another one. Oh, is that a better size?
Yeah, it's
Okay, so that's the size that we're looking for. Perfect size. Okay, while we've got you here, Connie, what conditions are you looking for when you're catching white steenbras?
Okay, you're looking for quite flat conditions. There's actually a very perfect bank here. See the little bank here, then you got a little channel or gutter in the middle, and you got that bank breaking at the back. So what the Stenys does, they come and feed on the sand crabs on that bank. So you just want to get onto that little bank, but this bank is not going to work because as a tide push, you're going to struggle to get to it. So you need to find the right bank on your low tide that you can still fish into high tide.
Okay, so there you have it. You're looking for a little sandbank with a gully in front, and the Stenys will come and hunt on that sandbank. And you're looking for very, very flat seas, especially winter months. Winter months is better for Stenys, the big white Stenys here in our area. Areas that you can fish. We'll talk about that a little bit later on when we've got lines in the water. We'll tell you a little bit more. But Wilder is a good area, Sandhoogte is a good area. Today we are going Gonas. That's where we're going today to fish for white Stenys. Okay, so we've got our coffee, and we've got all our gear, and away we go. So we decided on Gonas. So we at Kleinkrans, and it's quite a walk down. As I don't know if you can see this hill that we have to walk down, but you can obviously see in how high we are. You can see all the bushes and everything here in front. You can see how high we are, and obviously we have to get down all the way down to the sea, but the sea is looking very nice for a dive. Okay, so we found a spot where we want to fish. There's a nice little bank working here. I'm going to put the drone in the air now so that you can exactly see what I mean and what Quentin meant, where you're looking for a little gully and then you're looking for a bank that's not too far, because we're throwing with sand crabs, so you don't want to throw too far. And you have to take into consideration that it's low tide at the moment, so the banks will come up. So we found a nice little bank that's working white water, where the white streamers will come up onto the bank on the high tide, because we're fishing the pushing tide now. But yeah, it's a little bit overcast now. The sun's gone behind the clouds. But yeah, there's that little bank, but you'll see it better on the drone. But there's that little bank that we're talking about. So you can see the gully in front of it. There's also gullies on the side. There's deeper water on the side there, and there's deeper water on the side. There's also deeper water. So you've got this bank here with white water that's breaking on that whole piece of bank there. That's what you're actually looking for, and it's also not that far to throw. Okay, so we're going to set up everything now. Quentin's getting the rods ready, then we're going to show you the bait, the hooks, everything. So guys, I promised you I'll show you everything that we do. So Quentin, what did you just do?
I just basically threw out my line just always before I start casting. I just throw out my line. So I still do the conventional fishing with a multiplier. I don't fish with the coffee grinders and the braid yet. So
Okay, good time to run through the gear. What have we got on here today?
the salt is 40 and I'm fishing quite light. It's about 0.45 Kingfisher high abrasion, and then on a 12 foot rod.
Okay, 12 foot. What's the rod there? What rod have we got here? It's a ADRX high modulus graphite 5 to 7 ounce. I don't know if you guys can read that, but it's a 5 to 7 ounce. And then what sinker have we got on there?
6 ounce
6 ounce sinker and
wheat eater.
wheat eater. Wheat eater gut. not the stainless wire. We've got the wheat eater gut going here. And I'd say around about a 50 centimeter trace on the sinker. Is it a sliding sinker setup?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a sliding sinker setup. Here you can see there's the main line. That's the main line over there, and then you've got around about, yeah, I'd say a 50 centimeter trace that he's using. And again, he's got that little bead in there just to keep your line from tangling. Okay, so and then he's going to use mustard circle. Oh, I haven't seen those in a while. Mustard circle 80 mustard circle. And is this the leader line that you're using, Kwana?
I'm using it's a 0.6. I'm fishing a bit lighter, that's a bit heavy.
Let's see, this is the Maxima green, ultra green, but he says he's fishing a little bit lighter. Where's that one? He's fishing with this one. T line 0.60, 17 kilograms. Okay, so there you can see that's the trace and the leader that he's using for the hook. Okay, so he's got his circle hook tied on like we've showed you before. Make sure that you tie it the correct way around. Otherwise, if it must end like that from the front, not from the back. Otherwise, it's going to be open. That's going to set proudly in the corner of the mouth. And then this is also very important. Your hook trace needs to be a little bit shorter than your sinker trace. Otherwise, you can't.
That's
hook
only
it in.
if you want to hook in, but I'm not going to hook in now with the crab. So basically.
Ah, okay. So what I'm saying is, if you want to hook your, what's going to say is, if you want to hook in your line, it must be a little bit shorter. So hook it in there, corner, so that you can hook it in like that, and then you cast it like that. Once it hits the sand, boom, hits the sand, then your hook comes out. Okay, but he's not going to worry about that. He wants to throw crab, so it can swing free. Can do a little bit circus wheels there in the air. So he's not going to worry about hooking in that. So his hook trace is just a little bit longer, so I'd say about 55 centimeters. If we're going for 50 centimeters, you'll be going a little bit of 55 centimeters on the trace there. Yeah, that's the setup that we're using. Now he's going to tie the crab on for us. So he's got one of those fresh crabs that we've just caught on there. So let's show what it's doing now. It's tucking it in a neat little ball.
Otherwise, it bites you.
It's a crappy bite, young. Okay, let's get around here so that we can see what he does.
So basically, I put the circle hook just through.
There's a soft little spot there. Not really.
Really?
You make a soft little spot there.
Just trying not for this. But
Will you bite? Eita. Will you bite? Gonna, would it help if you put the crabs on ice to make them sleep? Or not really? You want them alive?
I just like them, I think they're fresher, you know.
Okay, so if you don't want them to bite you, take some ice with. Okay, so they put the hook in on the side of his legs and it comes out in the middle. And now let's see what he does.
So once again, you want the hook to be nice and proud. So I'm just gonna tie this all up onto your main line, onto your line. Your trace.
Kona, in your opinion, is that the best bait for white mussel cracker off the surf?
Yeah, obviously like bloodworm, maanskin worm, and prawns. Just prawns and choco. Pink prawn and choco is also good bait.
Guys, so there you have it.
See, once again, the hook's nice and proud.
Nice and proud hook there.
Fix it up.
Look at there. In the sun, that's what you want. Nice and proud 8/0 mustard circle hook on a freshly caught white sand crab. Bait for white steenbras. Okay, so the white steenbras eluded us last week, but this week we've got other plans for it. We're not going to catch it in Knysna in the estuary. We're going to catch it here at Gonas. Okay, we're not fully at Gonas. More Kleinkrans. We didn't walk that far, and then Quentin saw a nice little bank, so we're not really at Gonas, but in that direction. On our way when we're driving here, Quentin said best areas to fish is in our area for white steenbras. It's going to be Gonas, Kleinkrans, Wilderness, and you're looking at Buffels Bay, Brenton on Sea, and Dunna Bay. That's basically, according to Quentin, that's your best areas to fish for that. So let's get him in action here when he's casting on that little bank. That's what's happened if you don't watch the sea. Always watch the sea, don't turn your back towards the sea. So now I'm nice and wet, but the water is luckily, I'd say the water is about 17, not 16, 17 more, 18 degrees. Yeah, I just asked Quinny, the white steenbras doesn't care too much about clean water, because the water is getting cleaner and cleaner. So I actually just sent Potty a video. We might go spearfishing tomorrow, because the water is looking very good. As the sun is coming up, you can see better into the water, to see the color of the water. So the water is actually looking very nice. So this is what we're looking for. Like I said earlier, that's what we're looking for. So that's what we're looking for. I'll freeze the frame here and explain. So we're looking for that bank there. So there you can see on the edge of that bank, there's a gully next to it, and we're looking for that gully. So we're casting, the one rod is lying on the bank, on that little edge there, on the arrow, and then the other one is lying a little bit more in the middle. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that fish to come out of the hole in the gullies onto the bank to search for bait on the pushing tide. Yeah, so the fish do come onto the banks to feed, so that's why we're fishing there, putting our baits there on the bank. Okay, so there you've got a perfect example of where to cast for a white steenie. This is not just for a white steenie. You'll see in most of the books and stuff to read how to read the sea or where to cast. So you look for a bank with gullies on the side and with a gully in front or at the back, and the fish will come out of those gullies, out of the deep holes, to come and feed on the banks. Okay guys, so unfortunately again the white steenbras has evaded us. Okay, so hopefully there's a couple of tips and tricks in there for you. Leave a comment. As I said at the beginning of the video, what do you want to see? More rock and surf videos, more tips videos, more spearfishing videos, more catch cook videos, estuary fishing? What do you want to see? And I'll try and make more of those videos in the comment section. And yes, I'm gonna say hopefully we can go spearfishing tomorrow. The water is looking very nice. As you can see, it's flattened out quite nicely. And yeah, I just have to get permission from the wife to go spearfishing tomorrow. The boat is still at the house because we were going to spearfish today, but unfortunately we decided not to. In hindsight, it would have been a good call because the water is pretty blue. So tomorrow we're going to spearfish over there, Gonas, with the flat water that we've got here today, and the blue water. We're going to Kirkus and Gonas. So I'm going to get some crew together. Porto already said he's in, so hopefully we can spearfish tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see the spearfishing video. Should be some cracker, should be galjoen, and yeah, we'll make a mission of that. So I hope to see you guys soon. Cheers. Okay guys, as we're coming up the hill, there's half of the hill, there's the other half of the hill we still have to go up. we spotted a school of anchovies working. So I'm gonna zoom in and see. The drone's battery has died. There you can see the school of anchovies. Over there you can see the whole school. Probably anchovies. They're starving off here. It's either gonna be pilchards or sardines or anchovies. But that is amazing to see. No bird action. Because I think they just, there's 1 or 2 birds in them now, but yeah, that's a massive bait school there. So definitely gonna come and dive more tomorrow. Probably something chasing them up. Hopefully there's a couple of bonnies that's chasing them up. So yeah, we'll see what we can get tomorrow when we spearfish. Water is still looking pretty nice and blue, no wind to speak of. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Guys, so we're at the top now. You can, yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath, but from here you can see it even better. Look at that massive school of fish there. You can see the birds are starting to work in between them now. But yo, that is beautiful. Look at that. Jeez, that's cool. Guys, so hopefully they'll still be here tomorrow.